It is very late, and I am going to take a short nap while my husband plays this next song, which is called Pretty Eyes.
She likes to do this every time. I mean, I could play metal, but no. Hon, you gonna sing or what?
Oh, sorry. I was having this beautiful dream that I woke up this morning and didn't know I was going to be on a podcast. But then by like noon, I knew I was going to be on a podcast. It was pretty cool. Maybe we should sing this song that's like, Pretty Eyes. Why do I have to go to sleep at night? Wake in the morning, just say goodbye. These are the types of things that I despise. Hear me, dear. In these arms you never have to fear. But I'm tired of this 9 to 5. Let's just stay out tonight. I just realized, life is way too short and we don't get to decide what tomorrow's gonna bring or what it's probably gonna make us leave behind. Pretty eyes. Why do I have to go to sleep at night? Wake in the morning, just say goodbye. These are the types of things that I despise. Maybe tomorrow, I don't know, we could stay in bed. Don't even care what that alarm clock said. You set it for 6:30. It was probably playing Limp Bizkit, but then it probably went through and it was playing a little bit of our stuff. I don't even know. I'm staying right here. I just realized, life is way too short and we don't get to decide what tomorrow's gonna bring or what it's probably gonna make us leave behind. Pretty eyes. Life is way too short and we don't get to decide what tomorrow's gonna bring or what it's probably more than likely, if you really think about it, gonna make us leave behind. Pretty eyes. Why do we have to go to sleep at night? Wake in the morning, just say goodbye. These are the types of things that I despise. But it turns out we get to hang out with Red Radio, so maybe we should just stay out tonight.
Okay. My name is Angie Hoover, and I became a stilt walker through my roommate. She knew one of the girls that worked at the old Margaritaville. And so one day she came home and she told me that she was going to start stilt walking at Margaritaville and making balloon animals for a living. And I was just like, what? I was like, you're insane. That's insane. And then a year later, I started doing the same thing because it just sounded like the perfect weekend gig. So.
Everybody tried to warn me when I got in town to try to keep my distance. You've it's helped mold me to become responsible. I've grown to love myself even more. I've become a lot more confident. I talk to people a lot more. It's just opened my entire view of the world in a positive aspect. I mean, it shaped me to become a woman. I actually feel like I can become a professional dancer in the world. And Island School Performing Arts, my dance company, has really helped me grow into believing that I can do that.
And just like a cold stove, I carried you in my pocket. You know we'll all die alone, like lonely faces in lockets. But if you can help me to hold that weight up and douse that fire in my eyes, hit the ground running when we should have waited, and now there's nowhere left to hide. So you took the first cast, you skipped across my glass surface, you turned and ran just as fast, oh, when the risk was no longer worth it. But if you can help me to patch that seam up and repair the splitting of the side, pour molten gold into my broken teacup, so I couldn't hide it if I tried. So just like a lone stray, I once was loved and befriended, just to be cast away, oh, when the novelty ended. But if you can help me to stand up straight and feel the burning of the twine, until the day comes when it's no longer faded, to hold so firmly to lost time. Yes, in cold late September, I'll be sure to remember the way love slips into the night. Yes, in cold late September, I'll be sure to remember the way love slips into the night.
So, hey, I'm Emily Smith, and I was talking to Mandy one day about how talented the kids in our life are. They're all artistic and creative, and I was thinking, why aren't kids given the opportunity to showcase their work like adults are? And they deserve that too, just as much, if anything more, to have that creative inspiration. And she was like, let's do it. And I was like, yeah, let's do it. So there was Makers in the Making. That's how it began.
Greg Knoll. Alongside with that, the idea of having the youth come in and paint live, we thought that was something that the coast needed. And at first I didn't think that it might have like not have hit really well, but it was great. The kids came out and they were painting live, and like quite a few of them throughout the whole entire day, which was pretty amazing. We also have a community board that I painted the background. The idea of it was to get the youth to come out and paint a fish on it, and that was a huge hit with the board. Just the idea of bringing the whole entire community together. Yeah,
because a lot of times when kids go to festivals, it's like their parents drag them. They're like, all right, kids, load up. We're going to a music festival. And, kids can dance and have fun with the music, but then they're kind of bored. So they'd walk by and be like, wait, we can paint on this? And it kind of blew their minds a little bit. And it was just really, really cool to see their minds blown like that. And like, oh, people care about what we can do. And it was just really inspiring, honestly. It was great.
Yeah, and a lot of the adults they saw what was going on, and they brought their kids over to it. And I thought that was pretty amazing. That just brought everybody together. And then the sidewalk chalk, we didn't catch until later on, and we wound up laying that all over. We were seeing adults playing on the ground with sidewalk chalk. So.
Yeah, it actually brought the child out in a lot of adults, which was equally as fun and entertaining.
Being part of Red Radio has helped a lot also, because our older kids get to have different artistic avenues to go through and create characters and performance pieces. So it's been a big whirlwind. Some days really, really positive, some days not. Most positive though. We've really migrated through in a very unique and beautiful way.
I just finished the moonwalk in Biloxi, which was to dedication for Fred Hayes. He was Apollo 13 astronaut, and I had 13 days to complete that. They called me really last minute, and it was kind of fun, but also a nightmare at the same time, because there was a lot of pressure to get it done, and they kept, saying, well, if you don't complete it, we can always paint back over it. And I'm like, no, I'm gonna complete it. I'm gonna do it. I can do it. I think it's definitely doable. And they'd kind of laugh about that. But I was really scared I wasn't gonna get it done, because there was a lot of bad weather. We had like 2 days that I was rained out, and then I worked full time as well. So I'd run out there after work and do it, work through the weekend, 8-hour days on it. It was really interesting. But then I got to meet Fred Hayes, so that was really cool, I thought.
I want a blue one. love of my life, and I'ma treat her right, yeah. Yesterday I think I found the love of my life, but first I gotta say hi. Mama always tried to tell me girls were trouble, but yesterday I seen this one that made the fox double take. The type of chick that looked like she just landed in a rocket ship out of this world. Why ain't they tell me how late college is? Simply amazed being surrounded by some goddesses. Type of pretty make it turn your face up like broken promises. Most of them will leave you feeling salty like a condiment. She's too sassy, man, it's the South. Get some common sense. If you can't take the heat, then drop out of school. I say you could do music like Chance, but you not as cool. If you really bleed and use media, make them follow you. These days, anybody get famous, man, just use auto-tune. But back to the Mona Lisa. These little boys want to lease her, but she's a keeper, no doubt about it. And if tomorrow I meet the Reaper, no need to find something deeper. I look at her and I know I found it. I found it. Yesterday I think I found the love of my life, and I'ma treat her right, yeah. Yesterday I think I found the love of my life, but first I gotta say, baby, I can only imagine what other dudes are saying. Just a bunch of little boys trying to play games. This is serious, promise I'm far from a player. Hey, tell me what's your major? Can I balance your energy? Your voice is like a symphony. Or maybe I can be the Orpheus to your Eurydice. And maybe if you're into CJ, we can take a walk and create an entire universe with only our thoughts. But I hope you know I mean no disrespect. I'm not one of those guys that only want sex, those dogs that only want fetch. Not me, girl, I like to take the high ground, you know, like Obi-Wan said. I know you don't know me, but I could be your homie. And if you told me you lonely, I'd buy your ass a pony. But probably not, but just if you chill with the fox, time will stop. You'll be wondering why your tick never talks, yes. Yesterday I think I found the love of my life, and I'ma treat her right, yeah. Yesterday I think I found the love of my life, but first I gotta say, shawty, I've been looking at these pictures of you cyber surfing. If you gon' dump me, flirting don't come through. What's your fantasy? Made me down low, yeah. Gon' make me down low, yeah. Shorty up, shorty down low, yeah. Gon' make me down low. Yesterday I think I found the love of my life, and I'ma treat her right, yeah. Yesterday I think I found the love of my life, but first I gotta say hi.
When I started skating, it was just more like cruising the sidewalks in your street. Started in 1966 on steel wheel skateboards, like steel wheel roller skateboards. And then we went on from that to clay wheels, which were plastic composite wheels, which were better, but still wore out fairly quickly. But when urethane wheels came out in the mid-'70s, that's when it took off. And that's when I got really locked into skateboarding. And tricks were able to be done that couldn't on the equipment beforehand. So with the introduction of urethane wheels, everything took off in the mid to late 70s. And I was right there, taking off with it.
My name is Stephen Wade Scott. I'm going to play some songs here. Some sad things and some angry things. Some fast things and some slow things. This first song is called Mr. California, and it's about how do we feel about cussing on the podcast? Okay, this song's about taking shit that doesn't belong to you. Or rather about the folly of believing things were yours in the first place. Give my regards to Mr. California. Girl, I hope he makes you feel better. I hope he gets you just a bit wetter than I ever could. I don't want to be misunderstood. I only wish you things that are well and good. I hope he gives you good touches, and I'll be around as much as I can stand. But I've been lying down these days, Mr. California, won't you teach me your ways? Give my regards to Mr. Carolina. Girl, I hope he wraps you in his arms. And it feels dangerous. Could anything be stranger than this smile you got painted on? I hope he's what you waited on. I hope he likes that dress you got on sale. And I hope he never learns to tell when you've been lying. Ain't no use in two of us dying. Mr. Carolina, this will end in some crying. I ain't never been homeless, I've been housed and hungry. I ain't never been hopeless, but I've been alone with these demons for days. You know, I ain't gonna starve, I got flowers and water. I can't be alone, 'cause thank God the voices, they get in the way. If I had my druthers, this would be the last thing I write about you. Unless a man and all his brothers, they'd burn this whole thing down before they were through. I never forgot that thing you wrote about being put in a box. Just know I saw you build 4 walls, but I installed the locks. Give my regards to Mr. Panama City. Girl, I hope he rips apart his life for you. Hope he leaves his wife for you. Wouldn't that be pretty? You know, I got goosebumps thinking about all the things you can become. While I sit in this corner, cutting myself on songs to chase away the numb. Now you want to take back all the things you didn't say that tore us apart. You couldn't if I wanted you. You couldn't rip them out of my cold, dead heart.
Yes, bi-weekly.
Bi-weekly, yeah. I always wonder if bi-weekly means like twice a week or every other week, but it means every other week in this case.
Every other week, yes.
Yeah.
Well, I'm Frances.
I'm Steven.
And we got started doing the open mic together so I was running an open mic by myself at this place called The Shop downtown. And it was kind of a struggle because obviously I told you I don't play music or any instruments of sing or might do anything like that. So I'd have to like beg some friends to come and fill in those the dead spots. But the shop closed, and then that was unfortunate. And actually one of our friends from Nick's Ice House reached out to both Steven and I and asked if we wanted to start doing an open mic there.
Yeah, and I remember when he said something about it. He was like, how do you feel about somebody else is doing an open mic there, but it's a little more guerrilla. And he said something to me about it and then mentioned Frances, and I was like, and I wasn't interested at all. until he was like, and get Francis to do blah, blah. I was like, perfect. I will do it. I will do it with Francis. I won't do it by myself. I was like, that's the deal here. Like, I won't run an open mic without her. She puts up with the things I don't want to put up with.
Yes. I keep order to the list. That is my main job.
She's the
and
boss.
Introducing everyone, of course. And yeah.
This is Thank You for Smoking.
To hit the backspace, not like me to say anything. I typed out a couple paragraphs about how we can't communicate. Realized too late that I'm the problem when I hit erase. Documents are finalized, bury me in Coraline. Separate for the details left by the future. Won't let me sit still, so never comfortable. Ride or die, man, I'm finished with you. I'll take the ladder every single time, and it doesn't matter if you don't mean it. Doesn't really matter if you don't really mean the documents are finalized. Bury me with Coraline. The suffer for the details left by the future. Won't let me sit still, so never comfortable.
My name is Jessica Downs. Originally from the coast. I am a tattoo artist. I've been tattooing for coming up on 17 years. Discovered it while I was in college for art. I was at Ole Miss for my Bachelor's of Fine Arts, and I was originally majoring in animation. That was my big goal, was to go into cartoons. Stop motion animation was my goal, but I also loved the ink and pen kind of animation as well. But while I was in college, I was working part-time at a pet store because I love animals too. And a friend of mine who worked there, he came in one day and said, "Hey, I found a tattoo shop and they're looking for apprentices. Why not make money at art while you're in school for art?" I was like, that's brilliant. That beats cleaning hamster cages all day, every day. So I went in, showed him my portfolio and some of the paintings and drawings I've done. And a couple months later, I picked up my first tattoo machine and tattooed someone and fell in love and been doing it ever since.
The Conjurer. Will you shout the Conjurer? 'Cause I need some relief. Smell
So with this one, it kind of took on a life of its own. Decisions were made, and it was just the first thing that came to my head to paint Ruth Ginsburg and what she had done for our country. And I knew it was kind of going to have a polarizing effect, but I didn't know it was going to kind of go off as much as it did, and it's kind of gotten me in a little hot water. But oh well. I like making stuff that I stand, things that I stand for and beliefs that I have, and some people will like it, some people will hate it, and some people will just get downright nasty.
So you got threats over the painting?
Yeah, those weren't. The overwhelming response was super positive. But the negative ones, for whatever reason, always seem to stick out in our heads. Some pretty nasty stuff. I got in trouble with Instagram for breaking their political policy, which I'd never seen or heard of before, but somehow not even really. I wasn't trying to push anybody one way or the other. I just had posted the picture, and then they decided for me that it was wrong. So, but that just means I did a good job.